Grade, the musical, but he has gone on to become quite the star. Please welcome from the Book of Mormon, Tony-nominated Andrew Rannells! We sure did. We met when we were wee babies.
My first Broadway show.
Yes, it was both of our first Broadway shows. Yes.
Well, I was a Fender.
You were. That's what I was going to ask. I want the timeline because I know you were a Fender and you covered Link. So we had many an understudy rehearsal together. I think you were on. We went on a lot. I think we went on like 400 something times in like 3 years.
Probably the guy I understudied. Richard Blake had a bad back.
Richard Blake also.
So he called out.
But he was also wildly older than me.
Yes.
At the time. Listen, hot, so hot. Yeah. Amazing voice.
So we were all playing teenagers.
But we were all playing teenagers. And then I came in and I was like, I am a teenager. And I was like, ooh, this feels weird.
Yeah.
But
I was 26.
I think you were my first Link because we would have understudy rehearsals, and I think you were my first Link that I ever worked with.
I think that's correct.
So you taught me so much.
I understudied Link, Corey Collins,
yes.
and then male authority figure.
And you went on
a lot
for all of them.
And some, I just told this story recently that Becky Goldstein.
Yes.
Becky, she was also an understudy. She was a Luann. And
did she cover everybody?
She covered everybody, and we would often go on as and Amber together. And I remember the first time I went on for Corey Collins, she came up to the dressing room afterwards and she said, "You're too good at that. Don't be good at that one."
Don't be good at that one because I want you to be the first
like,
cover
you need to be
for Link. Not, yeah.
And then they let us go to their place.
Yeah, which is amazing because that was a dream when you guys both got to do it. But I don't know, did you go to Jersey Boys and then come back?
No, I did it all in one.
You did it all in one, okay.
And
then we went to Jersey Boys.
And I did Jersey Boys for like 2 years.
Yeah. Did you do Vegas too?
I didn't do Vegas, but we bounced around a lot. So I was like in
Chicago,
San Francisco. I never did Chicago, but we did go on. I went on tour. They were like sit downs, like a month in every city. So it was like a really great.
That's nice. Yeah. That's not like 1 week's.
No, it was like a month in every city, and then I got to go and do it on Broadway.
Yeah.
Which was very nice.
I remember because we would like sneak in.
Yeah. We were across the
street from each other. So if you hear people like say on Instagram or TikTok and they're like, "It's Saturday night on Broadway," we created that. Like, because we would open up our windows at the Neil Simon and the August Wilson, now Leonore, you would open your windows and we would scream over to each other like, "It's Saturday night on Broadway," like it's SNL. And
you guys, Broadway's fun.
Broadway's really fun. Like, yeah, sure, it's hard.
It turns out it's fun to be on Broadway.
It is fun.
It really is.
It's quite
That's why I think like every time I do a Broadway show, I think, well, I'll probably never get to do this again. Like I just have that weird actor thing.
Yes, they do like,
this is the last job I'll ever have.
This is it. Well, it's funny, we were talking to Alex Newell about the Tonys earlier, and I said that the Chicago tribute was one of my favorites, but the Book of Mormon tribute was also one of my favorites.
We got to do, for the 15th anniversary.
It was crazy. That was amazing to have all of you back, all of the boys, all of the ensemble men who half of them don't do this anymore.
No, a lot of people have left the business.
Yeah.
It was a big deal for them to come back.
To come back.
Do it. So.
It made me very happy.
And we are older.
Just ask our knees.
15 years older.
Yes.
So yeah, and I still have to sing that now that I'm 19. This is rough.
But then you guys have the magical.
We did. We got to go back and forth. But the thing about that was we only did selection.
I see. So you didn't do the entire show. You would just come out for certain scenes.
I didn't do anything hard. I just sang. I was like, I don't want to dance. I don't want to do Spooky Mormon Hell Rain.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of that. I just want to sing You and Me Mostly Me and I Believe. And that's all. And then Kevin, oh God, I'm just blanking on his name. Kevin, who's playing the part right now. Thank you. He was so nice. He was like, I don't like singing I Believe, so yeah, take it. Well, this works out for everyone.
This works out for everybody. You can kind of have the week off a little bit.
You don't want to sing it?
You don't want to sing your big song, great.
No, I'll take it.
You're like, it just lives here.
It weirdly, it was the first time I had ever originated a part.
Right.
And, we were workshopping it and they were, sort of adjusting things and adjusting keys and I was so nervous that they were gonna replace me.
Which is a very, to me, that's like not.
It's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of. It's not a crazy thing to hear or be scared of.
And they had replaced every elder price
Before, right.
So I just went in there and I was like, let's make this as high as possible.
And then they can't replace
And
me.
then they can't replace me. And it worked.
Very smart. Very smart, Maria. Very smart.
I was on prednisone for about a year and a half, but you know what? It was worth it.
Worth it.
It was worth every pill.
You're like, she still got it. She still got it.
Sometimes you just gotta pop them.
Just pop it back.
I think,
It's so true.
I think the young kids, Michelle,
Yes.
they don't do that.
I don't think they do either.
I lived on prednisone.
Yeah.
And I think that the new singers sing safely.
Yes.
I don't know how to do that.
We're not safe singers.
No, I just yell until I can't
Just
yell anymore.
holler.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of hollering tonight.
I know. There's going to be a lot of hollering this evening.
There's a good chunk of the performance that's just screaming.
Hollering, which can't wait.
So I hope you're all
Honestly.
coming.
I can't wait. I heard a little less in rehearsal, and I think
Yes, rehearsal sounds amazing.
it sounds like no time has passed.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope.
Well, in speaking of Book of Mormon, I don't know if you remember, but the day the Tony nominations came out, I saw the show. Do you remember this? I had worked like a brunch shift at Bubba Gump Shrimp Company in Times Square.
So man,
Baby, honey, what does Skylar say? Peaks and valleys. Hello, baby. And so a couple friends of mine were like, we should try, because the nominations had just come out, we're like, we should go see Mormon today. And I was like, oh my God, I would just love that so much. Just like see Andrew after he's become Tony nominated Andrew Rannells. And so we won the lottery. Because I also think like I knew somebody who was running the lottery.
you used
So
to
they
be
were
able
like,
to do that.
oh yeah.
You used to be able to say, have a friend in the show.
Have a friend in the show?
Okay.
Sure, and like those were the days before like digital lotteries.
No.
But we snuck in. We went back to their apartment, got very high, and then so we go. And because I'm a big like South Park fan, and it was huge for me. And we went, and I just remember by the time you rang the doorbell and you were like, hello, I was just crying. I was just weeping. I was like, look at him, look at my friend. The community recognizes him as the star that he is.
Finally got a job.
Finally got a job.
It is true though that like I just went to see Lost Boys.
Oh.
And our friend Shoshana Bean
Yes.
is so brilliant and she's won a Tony Award. And she's one of those people that I've known since Hairspray,
Yeah.
since like 2003.
Yes.
And it's really great when you see your friends they're like, oh, we really tripped around together.
Yeah,
and, like,
we've been
really came
running
up
these
together.
streets together.
Yeah.
I just ran into Leslie Kritzer.
Oh my God.
I know. And we had a whole night talking about that. There was a hotel that had a pool
Yes.
in it, and it was like an orange sign.
Tracy Miller.
QT Tracy Miller.
I think she lives there. We should be careful.
Oh my God, does she really?
I think she does.
Can we text her?
Is she here?
Is she here? No.
We went to that.
We went to that thing because we went there all the time. Once Legally Blonde opened too, and it was like around the corner from Legally Blonde, so it was right by the palace where we were.
It was a terrible idea.
Terrible.
Because it was a pool instead of a bar.
Like in
So
a
you
hotel.
would get drunk and then swim?
Wait, was it QT? Was it hotel QT?
Yes, I remember the promoter parties.
It was
Yes.
a terrible idea.
It was like
shady things.
so many shady things. Oh my God, I wasn't even.
fun.
It was fun.
And you guys brought us.
That was fun. And I wasn't like even legal to like be there. But
19.
yeah, but nobody cared.
No, I guess not.
They didn't care. We would walk into Sosa Barella all the time, and they would be like, "Sangria," and I said, "Yes." So
I just did this concert a couple nights ago for Liza Minnelli's 80th birthday.
Oh,
I know. I was gonna we were gonna talk about it. We saw the clip. She's a dancer, honey.
I'm a dancer now. Julie Halston was in it.
Oh, I love her. Who also did her with us? Who was an icon?
were just telling stories from just like some of the shit that we got up to during that show was just horrible.
Wait, do you remember when Isabel Keating was
Sure.
playing Velma?
Yeah.
At Tony Award, Isabel Keating. She was so amazing, and I remember like the year before I was in Hairspray, I saw her as Judy in Boy Moss. And like I had a whole moment with her at the stage door, and I'm crying, 'cause I'm an idiot. And so then the next year, I graduated, I booked Hairspray, now I'm in it. And then maybe 6 months or 8 months later, she joined the cast as Velma. And I was like the one she was rehearsing
And
with.
she sort of did it as Judy Garland.
Yes, and I was like, that's fine. That's fine with me. I loved it. She was everything, and because we got to rehearse together, we got to have a lot of like one-on-one time, and I was like, I don't know if you remember me, and I showed her this picture, she's like, I totally remember you, we had this whole thing, and I was just crying again, and I'm like, well, I'm on Broadway now, and, I was like, I made it. And she took me one time in between shows, I was not on for the matinee, and she was like, let's go to Reba for lunch, or for dinner. And I said, okay, and we go, and she orders me, if you've never been to New York, Reba was kind of like our Tex-Mex, it's the living room, like Broadway's living room, like everybody would go. And there's 3 levels of margaritas. There's the bebe, the papa, and the mama. And so she orders us 2 mama margaritas.
Isabel!
Yeah, in between shows. And I was like, what an icon. And then, so then
This is like 4 margaritas in one glass.
I know, it's
small
huge,
beverage.
it's huge, it's wildly stupid. And I'm like maybe halfway through, and then my phone rings, and it's, hey, you're on tonight. And I'm like, and she looks at me, she sees like, the color leave my face, she's like, what's wrong? And I go, I'm on tonight. She goes, so? And I go, and I was like, Isabel, what's wrong? And she goes, well, first of all, you're gonna finish that margarita because it's $20. And I go, okay. And so I finish it, and so we're walking back to the theater.
Remember when they were $20?
Remember when they were $20? Right. I really ageless now. And she takes me back upstairs and she goes, honey, use it.
Tracy's gonna be a little drunk.
Well, and she also said, don't worry about it too much. By the time you get to Nicest Kids in Town, you will have sweated all out. And she was right. She was right. Because then I see she like pops her head in, like as I'm getting ready, and I'm like, they just put the wig on, I'm like stretching, and she pops in, she's like, hey girl, how you holding up? And I was like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Isabel, they're gonna know it's on my breath. And she's like, they won't know. They have no idea. You're gonna be fine. And she's like, just use it, you're gonna be okay. And then use it.
Use it is the best.
Use it is like the most Judy Garland thing she could have said to me. Unhinged.
It reminds me of Center Stage. Jodie Sawyer, use it.
Use that, you're fired.
Whatever you feel, just dance it.
Just dance it.
You don't have to be.
You don't have to
I don't have a heart.
There is that musical.
I was like, if you've never seen Center Stage, you have what tonight? Correct, that's
Okay,
correct.
that's a good one to watch.
Do you know what I've been listening to?
What do you got?
Your audiobook.
Really?
Yes, for Uncle of the Year.
That's very nice.
Yeah, because I was, I'm
research.
dying the story over here. I've just been taking up things and listening to stuff, and these are a series of essays that you've written about different points in your life. And I was in the shower this morning, and I was listening to the one about auditioning.
Oh.
And about like when things do not go your way and how you deal with it. And whether it's a commercial, because it was like talking about commercial auditions and how like terrible they are, and and how you have how you've been older and how you've been able to like let some of your anxiety go.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I say that and I still stress about things, but I think it has gotten easier. I spent so much time in my 20s being jealous of people, and it just doesn't serve you.
No.
It doesn't help.
Never.
So,
Honestly, it kind of puts a blockage in you,
yeah,
which is
it took me a long time. All through doing. Hairspray was it was a little bit of an not impossible, but it was a difficult first gig because I understudied and then they let me replace, but almost every month they would try to replace me with a celebrity.
Right,
Because
because we were going through a big phase of stunt casting.
So basically, anyone who got thrown off of American Idol would then come up.
Literally. No, literally, Diana DeGarmo played Penny. And I still stand by, she's one of the best Pennies I've ever seen. She's like one of my best friends.
She's fantastic.
She sang it away.
Oh my God.
She's, I'll play you the clip later.
She's really incredible.
She's amazing.
But they were just bringing in all these guys, so I constantly thought I was going to lose my job.
Right.
And then
Which is not a great mental state to be in, and then have to go to work every week being like, well, is this the week?
Is this it? And then one day they didn't renew my contract. And I was so angry.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, I wanted to leave on my terms,
Right.
and I wanted to, and they just didn't. But it took me a long time to sort of recover from that. It was really during Jersey Boys that I think I figured out a few things, like how to kind of keep my eyes on my own paper.
Sure.
I learned how I sang because I was always trying to sound like
Everybody
somebody
else.
else. I was trying to sound like Gavin Creel, and I don't sing like Gavin Creel, but he was, one of my best friends, and I was always trying to sing like him.
Right.
And
Well,
it just doesn't work.
Right.
It turns out it doesn't work.
Yes.
So I figured that out, and I figured out how to just sort of do what you do. And if you go into an audition and you sort of give it your all, and you do the thing that you do well, then you can walk out of it and be like, well, I did it. So if they want it, great. And if they don't, then this isn't for me.
Right.
But when you are trying to be something that you're not, or you're like forcing yourself to like, well, how would this person sing it or this person act it?
Right.
You just have to kind of go in as yourself.
No, it's true.
But it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to, it's still hard.
Well, especially when, like, the kids now that come out of these, schools and programs.
I didn't go to the Jimmy Awards.
Right. We didn't have the Jimmy Awards. I think the Jimmy Awards started the year that I graduated. And so I was like, well, oh well.
And these kids are just going straight to Broadway.
Right. Like, look at all the girls. Andrew Barth Feldman, Renee Royale. These good, Ava.
Yes.
Yes, like
super talented
stars.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
just popped out of the Jimmys.
We didn't have the Jimmys.
We didn't have that. Back in our day.
In the 90s.
Barbara Stapleton, I used to ride the trolley together.
Uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways. But sadly, we didn't get that. It was so.
No, and I think similar, I also didn't go to a college that was helpful. I went to Marymount, I ended up dropping, which is a fine school.
That's right. When did you go?
When did I drop out? I dropped out in 1999
Oh,
to do a show at the Westchester Broadway Dinner Theater.
Yes. Oh my God, I've been there so many times.
yes, Grease at Westchester Broadway?
Altar boys
Can you-
there.
That's how I got, that was a dude.
You were a doobie?
Magic Changes.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Vocally, it makes sense. When I look at you, I'm like, anything.
No, I was 22.
Ah,
Yeah, so it was pretty
Once.
yes, but I dropped out of school to do that show.
Wow.
Because I didn't have like a showcase, a lot of
well, that's what I'm
people.
saying. That didn't even start until early 2000s,
The whole showcase thing is a real.
It's a real, it's a whole, it's an enterprise, and especially I'm hearing these kids now who all come out of these schools, and unfortunately, a lot of people just sound the same. Or like they're trying to sound like this person, or they're trying to sound like that person. And I understand, when you go to school and they like break you down, so they break all your bad habits and whatever. But then when they build you back up again, it's like they're building little machines. And unfortunately, like if you think about the people who we named all day as like, who's your Broadway Mount Rushmore, which I'm going to ask in a second. But like all of the people that people have listed today have distinct voices that sound just like them. And that's why they're stars. Because when everybody kind of sounds the same, you would like Ethel Merman would never work now.
She would not be at the Jimmys.
No, she would never be at the Jimmys. Carol Channing would never be at the Jimmys.
That's too early.
They never would. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I think that, Hairspray was such a good example of that too, that we were all of that ensemble and all of, we were what, part of like the maybe third wave of, the cast.
Right.
But everyone was very unique.
Yes,
It was a
that
very-
could all blend together,
Yeah.
and like
It was a
everyone,
quirky group.
a quirky group, like the capital Q in quirk.
And that's not always the case
No, it's not now. Because then you're like, well, I don't recognize this person because they look just like this person and they sound just like this person. I'm like, well, how can you differentiate yourself from that? And I feel like that's the biggest advice I give kids today is like, just remember to be you. Because there's got to be something to your voice that makes you you. Otherwise, there's 20 girls in New York that are singing Meadowlark at Piano Bar.
Meadowlark.
I got you. I was like, I'm not doing it. Don't ask me.
Don't make me sing.
Don't make me sing.
I did it at Miss Password.
Did you? Yes, you did. I remember that.
I did it, yeah, it's really terrifying.
It's a terrifying song. It's like, well, it's just there's a billion lyrics, and they're like, it's a story song, but it's also kind of just like nonsense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like the words are fun and they're poetic, but like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
What's happening? Have you ever heard Patty LaPone's introduction from the Moosh album?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
It's like, I'm gonna play it right now.
It's the best.
I was in a show.
She explains what it is. So she came to do an episode of Girls.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And she played herself. And I was so excited. They wrote me into the scene. I wasn't supposed to be in the scene.
Right, but you were like, please.
They're like, okay, we'll write you into it. And we improvised a lot on that show, and they said to us, like, the director, Jesse Parrott, who was the director of that episode, was like, just ask her whatever you want to ask her at this dinner party. So I just got to like, and they didn't use much of it because it was so niche. That I was like, when you first heard Meadowlark, like no one knew what I was talking about.
Right, I was like, no one else on the set of Girls probably knew anything about this.
And she very sweetly answered, all my questions. But
I love
it was
that.
all unusable because it was so specific. And then Robert Ryder. How did you feel? And she answered all my questions.
You know what? Good for her that she plays that.
She was great. I really didn't force a friendship with her.
Good. I'll be like, just keep forcing it. I think if you keep trying, she'll like eventually just give in.
And Bernadette Peters. I
Yes.
stopped.
Well, aren't you hosting
I am
Broadway Barks with her?
hosting Broadway Barks. So I was doing press for this movie, Miss You Love Me
with Allison Janney.
And
I wanna talk about that.
I was on Seth Meyers and I told this story about Bernadette Peters and she emailed me the next day and she was like, do you want to co-host Broadway Barks? And I, without talking to my partner, I was like, It's like, I think we had plans and I was like, fuck it. And I had to explain to him, I was like, honey,
Bernadette emailed me.
She just called me. I have to say it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm not saying no to Bernadette
No,
Peters.
he was like, I understand.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it.
But anything she wants.
And if you literally, yeah, like whatever you need, babe. Do you want me to just like pull water for you?
Yeah.
Just like fan you
Water.
down? I'll do anything.
Yeah. Broadway Barks, if you're in New York.
In July
11th.
11th. Oh, so like
Soon.
real soon. Oh, good.
Come get a dog.
Oh yeah, come get a dog. Come get a
Just let a dog.
I really want to talk about this because it's like really fun and it's one of my favorite things. Are you like so jazzed that you're one of the hosts of the Bake Off?
Oh.
The Great American Bake Off?
Yes, it was very fun to do. I was a contestant.
Yes, I remember when you were a contestant.
And I would have a horrible, I can make, but not in a competitive manner. So my friend Casey Wilson is the host, it still is the host, but she was like, come do it, it's gonna be so fun. So I did it and it was a disaster, like it didn't go well. But they did think I was funny. And then the following year, Zach Cherry, who's on he's on Severance, sorry, thank you.
So many S's.
He's on Severance, and he couldn't do it. It conflicted, the season conflicted. So they were like, do you want to host it? And that was much more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Although, it is oddly stressful because these people, especially not so much the celebrity episodes, but when you get into the real season,
Right.
people are like just baking
Yes.
for real. They all want to be good and they want to win. And then there's Casey and I just sort of walking up to me like, so what's your bread like? Sweating.
Right, and they're like crying because like they hasn't risen yet, they hasn't proved long enough.
And I'm just like rolling in and being like, so where'd you grow up?
And they're like, I can't really talk right now, my blonde is like going to break so many.
We had this girl, Becca, she's so great, she was in this last season. And we were adorable blonde from musical theater girl.
I knew it.
Right?
I knew it.
And she was baking, and she was talking to Casey and I looked down at her dough, and there's blood in it. and she had cut her hand.
No.
She'd broken a bowl and cut, there's glass in the dough.
Oh, Jesus.
And that bitch just kept mixing the dough. Because she was like, I cannot stop. I was like, babe, there's blood in that dough. And of course it's all cut. I think she thought she was going to get away with it. I was like, oh no, honey, you can't eat bloody dough to prove it.
Well, there's lots in there.
So they let her start over.
Oh, that's nice. That's
But
nice.
man, she really just wanted to keep going. I was like, back off.
Honey, you can't eat
It's
that.
not that deep. You're competing for a cake plate.
Right, like you don't any money.
Really can't.
Right, it's just a plate that says you're the best.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, it's like I'll buy one on eBay.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Fine.
Well, get his two wonderful books out, and listening to the audiobook has been really great because having you read it is really fun. Because I've also been listening to Mark Shaman's book, so I've just been like kind of going back and forth on books. So you get this, Uncle of the Year, and I forget the other one.
Too much is not enough.
Too much is not enough. That too. I will go back and forth.
That's why I talk about hairspray.
Yes, you do.
That's why I talk about hairspray and doing that.
It was quite a time in our life.
Lots of regrettable relationships.
Really, honey, we all
I'm
have.
going to tell you one more thing about hairspray. I, as many people did, treated that show like it was Bumble. Like I dated or had sex with everyone in that show.
I mean,
Because we were young, it was like, where else are you meeting people?
because we were going out until like, past,
Yes. Drinking those mamas.
Yes, drinking those mamas.
But here's, I'm going to tell you something. Do not have sex with your understudy. I did with both of mine. And they sat next to each other in the dressing room.
No.
Yes.
No. Andrew.
Why did I do that?
I don't know.
Really
20 baby.
Idiot.
Free.
Idiot.
Free.
So
Too many mamas.
you know what? That one's free, you guys. That hot tip.
Very good.
Don't fuck your understudy.
Yes. Now before I get into
Understudy.
my deep dive and all of my little questions, I just want to make sure that if you want to ask Andrew a question, please line up. Look at everybody. Running. Very good, very
Is
good.
it to ask about what the understudy's name was?
Yes. He'll tell you what
I'll tell you, right?
He'll tell you.
That's public record, Dylan.
I mean, so many. But they all three answered. It was like, it was. I remember me. You're like, oh my God.
Simpler times.
It was simple times.
You didn't hear this from Lindsay Mendez, did you?
No.
She's not talking about, she probably never saw the understudy.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's well. Maybe. Free love.
My God.
Well,
I'm taking you on a dark.
No, I love. Please, always. Let's be dark forever.
Broadway after dark.
Broadway after dark. I like that with Dr. Dowdy.
That's right.
I watched that show. I watched that podcast.
I would have to quit the business.
We can actually really tell all of the
They can
secrets.
air it after we're all dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Good.
only way to do it.
That's actually I'd rather that.
Okay, perfect.
And then, because everybody in my family will be dead, so great. All my friends will be dead. All right. Now these are supposed to be like Stephen Colbert's, like the Colbert question. Yeah. But it's Dr. Dowdy's deep dive.
Oh, I like that.
Dun dun. Okay. Broadway, Mount Rushmore.
Okay, you got a Patty in the phone, you got a Bernadette Peters.
Yeah.
I think you got a Brian Stokes Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I think you got a Brian Mercy James.
I love this answer. I was gonna say you're the first to say Brian James, and I feel like he deserves it.
Ooh, he's one. I tried to scream like him in Titanic when I was just a little freshman in college and trying to sing like that. Turns out it's hard.
Turns out,
You
it's
can't
cool.
sing like, but I just think.
Well, he's a monster. He's just
both
like
of them.
wildly, yes.
Stokes and Brian Mercy James are just incredible.
Like, just, incredible men to look up to. Coffee, energy drink, tea.
Coffee.
Yeah. Which wild party?
Is it the
Medusa?
Yeah, with Tony Collette. Saw it twice.
jealous.
So I was like,
so jealous that you saw that live.
It was so incredible. And then I really, for some reason, like, had a real grudge against people who liked
Lipa? Well, you'll be sad to learn there were a lot of Lipas today.
Oh, I'm sure.
But only like, but I think we even out.
Yeah, we're getting out.
Yeah, because I think we both, even though I've done Lipa, I think we both picked Lacusa. Because I just think it's more jazz.
The score is so great.
It's the score is in the world and the age. It makes more sense to me. Favorite villain of all time? Doesn't have to be Peter.
Favorite villain of all time. I guess the Baroness from Sound of Music.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
When my partner Taka and I started dating, the kids really liked that movie.
Yes.
They were 6 at the time, and his daughter said, "You remind me of that lady." And I said, "Because I'm glamorous." She said, "Yeah."
That's right.
Can you believe that? I mean, I took it as a real compliment.
Well, you should, because Baroness is fabulous.
And she's totally misunderstood. I mean, she's totally misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't think she's necessarily a villain. Like, the Nazis are the villain.
Yeah, but she was like friends with Ava Braun.
That's true. You know she was. You know they were like, they kiki in high school or in college. They went to finishing school. Yeah, stop.
No.
No. We don't care for her. Favorite Mama Rose?
Oh, Bernadette.
Yeah.
And I know.
No,
and
I
I love Patty. I love her. I mean, it was incredible. But there's something so unhinged about Bernadette's
I agree.
version. Yeah.
If you could see any Broadway show, open or closed, that's right now, you can take a time machine, go to see it.
I would go to see Name, Angel Lansbury and Name, because I've never understood that show. I was like, what is this? What's the time?
Did you ever see the movie?
Now they're in the South.
The South of what? The South of what?
Yeah, I think I would go see Name, and along those lines, I would go see her and Sweet Tom.
That's fine. That's my answer too. It's her George Hearn specifically.
And I watched the hell out of that PBS version.
That pro show?
But I would see that.
I would too.
I love that show.
Your favorite bop from a flop?
I mean, it might actually be from, I don't know if it was really considered a flop, but that Wild Party had a very short run
Yes,
on Broadway.
it did.
But I guess that People Like Us song. Right?
I love that song.
I love that. So I don't know if it's exactly a flop.
I'll allow it. It's my rules. Describe your perfect day off.
Perfect day off. Well, sleeping.
I said bed ride.
Yeah.
It's like read a smutty romantic book and just be in bed. I'm very happy about
Yeah, and just watch a bunch of trash. That would be great. It's hard. I find it's hard to do that.
that. Yeah.
I have a hard time just like fucking off for a day.
Yeah. No,
I gotta do something.
No, fair. And when I do like sit there and I read, I keep having this like little moment in my head. It's like, well, you could be doing this. You could go walk to the gym that's 2 blocks away, Michelle. You could, these are all the thoughts you get. And then I feel guilty for having a day off. And I'm like, but it's only one. Let me have it.
You watch all of Sweet Magnolias, and
You're like, oh, there's.
how the hell did that
How
happen?
did that happen? Why am I crying? Take a whack of weasel. What's your go-to audition song? Or was?
It's from Jersey Boys. It's a song called Cry For Me.
Yeah!
I sang that for everything.
That's a great-
Although, I also sang a lot. It's so inappropriate. I would sing Born to Run.
Oh,
Bruce Springsteen.
why not? That's
And
great.
I sang it a lot. I sang it for the revival of South Pacific. Didn't get it.
But they were like, great choice.
Well, Bartlett Shear was like, I sang, in the springtime and all that shit. And he was like, can you just sing something that you like to sing? So I sang Born to Run.
I love it. I appreciate that.
And then he said,
Thanks.
I don't think you can sing this word. And I said, I think you're right.
You know what? You might be on something.
You're right,
here.
kiddo.
I think you're right, kiddo. What's your favorite or most memorable, on-stage mishap?
Once when I was doing Jersey Boys, I think we were in Dallas, and there was this chain link fence that came down at the beginning of, I think it was the second act. And it was just, sort of in the background. And for some reason, it started to fall into the audience. Like it was at the back of the stage, and the whole thing just started to fall. Now, it was there was a safety on it, but no one knew that. So it just started to fall, and I just exited the stage. But the other horses and the three little straighties went to catch it. And I was like, you out of your mind? What the fuck up? And then it caught, the stage caught it. But they tried to catch it and I just walked up.
You straighties are super.
Not my farm.
No. Not my job. Okay, have you heard of Muppet theory?
No.
Alright, so everybody has like a Muppet inside of them, and it's either a chaos Muppet or an order Muppet.
Oh.
So like I have a chaos Muppet, and it's Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but it's also like maybe a Rizzo the Rat Rising.
Oh, I see.
Maybe.
I
But
would-
like,
yeah.
what do you think?
I would
Order or
go-
chaos?
For sure, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
With like a Janice Rising.
That's right. I love for sure, really, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I was a little boy, I would run around the house as Miss Piggy.
Yep.
Just karate chopping.
Same car. I mean,
So I didn't have to come out.
they do.
My dad was miserable.
I think they do. And if I asked him to tell them maybe to sing around the house then.
There was a lot of singing around the house.
What's your favorite Sondheim lyric?
The choice may have been mistaken, the choosing is not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's might be my favorite
That was
one.
like no fast, but I do it again.
Yeah, do it again, do it again.
It's a really good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
And then what was the first Broadway show you ever saw?
Rent. It was also the first show I auditioned for.
Really?
Yes. Can I tell a quick story?
Sure.
When I moved to New York, I was 19, and I wanted to be on Broadway so badly. I remember being at this, like, I don't know, it was my voice teacher at the time introduced me to this other student of theirs, and she had been on Broadway, and she was like, you know, what you can do is you take your headshot and your resume, and you drop it off at the stage door, and then if they have auditions, they'll call you. And I was like, well, I can do that. So I got my little headshot and my little resume, and I took it to all of the Broadway theaters, even like things that I couldn't have done, and dropped it off. And like 2 weeks later, Bernie tells me for Rent.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So
it did work, but they called me in for Angel, which I was not appropriate for. But I tried.
You're like,
but that's how I met Bernie Telsey.
Oh my God.
Took my headshot to the stage door.
That's amazing. I mean, that's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts.
And no one does that, by the way.
And no one does that.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. That's absolutely nothing. But we have some questions for you, so I want to get them to you before we finish. Hello there.
Hi. So I'm Ace. I'm a theater major at my high school, and you're a bit of an idol of mine because I'd like to play Wizard someday.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I was wondering
Good part.
if you have like one distinct piece of advice for a aspiring and growing actor who's like working their way up through schooling and shows.
You know, I think that it's sort of what we were talking about earlier. Is you can only really be yourself, right? So there's not any point of trying to be someone else or trying to sound like someone else or act like someone else. Like figure out how you do it, and then just do the best. You do the best version of you, and that's going to get you, I think, very far.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
And also, I hope you get to play Wizard.
Yes, I hope you get to play Wizard
It's a
too.
Great.
The best.
Part.
Pink goes good with green.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Izzy.
Hi.
So you were Trent Oliver in the prom.
I was.
Our school actually just did the prom this spring. What do you think your favorite line as Trent was? Because he has so many good lines.
He really does. He's gonna hit all the quips.
He does have good ones. I think, now I can't even remember the exact line, but Brian Murphy asked me to improvise some stuff at the beginning of the scene on the bartender at Sardi's, and it's Meryl Streep and James Corden, and I forget exactly, but I just was like, I had to like make up stuff in front of Meryl Streep. It was so perfect.
Talk about crazy.
And I try to make her laugh.
Yeah.
So that, I remember that day was like, it was terrifying, but it was so much fun to do that. And just getting to do like, you know, there's that moment where we're dancing down the street and it's me and James Corden and Meryl Streep and Nicole Kidman. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Did someone lose a bet? How am I in this group? Yeah, that whole experience was just
crazy.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, tell us more Meryl stories at your table.
Broadway after dark.
Hi, I'm Anthony. So my favorite show in all of television is South Park.
Right.
And The Book of Mormon is one of my favorite musicals of all time. It is hilarious. But I gotta know, what was it like to work with Matt and Trey?
The best.
Wasn't
They're just the best. And Trey and Matt, you know, Trey loves musicals.
Yes, he does.
And The Book of Mormon is really, it's a tribute to musicals. And if you break down some of those numbers, you know, like I Believe, really, I Got Confidence, and The Wizard and I is really good. Like, he just loves musicals. So the other week when we went back to the show, Trey also came to
Yes,
the show.
that's
and
right.
As he started to rehearse, he was like, oh, this is fun, I want to do more of it. So by the end of the week, he was doing all of All American Prophet. He was playing Joseph Smith.
I love
and
that.
was so happy.
Yeah, I feel like that's his happy place, and like he doesn't get to live in that.
And they all, and Matt loved it too. Bobby Lopez jumped in for a couple shows as well. They all had fun, but Trey really like came alive. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That was a great question.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Stella.
Sorry, does everybody do that?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, everybody here, for sure.
So I first heard of you from Trolls 3, and so my favorite Trolls movie, and Big Mouth. I love Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
So what was
Big
your
Mouth.
experience working on both of those, or working with both of those movies?
Big
voiceover.
Mouth, Big Mouth was really fun. I have been friends with Nick Kroll for a very long time, and you know, it started off as just like a couple episodes, and then I think, what did we do, 9 seasons of Big Mouth?
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
just kind of kept going. And he asked me, he was like, would you want to come on and be a gay bully? And I was like, yeah, I do want to be a gay bully. And we were trying to figure out the voice for Matthew, and I decided that he should, I was just going to do my impersonation of Kim Cattrall. So that's what that voice is.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So that's where that came from. Trolls was a little different because we recorded it over the course of like 2 years almost.
Yeah.
It took a really long time. And I sort of recorded it all over the place. So that one was sort of a strange experience because I was always alone. Like Amy Schumer and I never got to record together, unfortunately. Yeah, so that was a weird one. But it was so fun to do, and I loved that song, and I love that I actually got to sing that song. So, it's called Watch Me Work.
Watch me work.
Thank you, right.
That was great.
It's a bop.
It's a bop. That was so much fun. This was so fun.
Michelle Dowdy, you are doing a lot of work. And you're going to hear Michelle sing tonight.
Yes, you are. Well, they heard you earlier because Mark Sheeman was like, let's just do some Good Morning Baltimore. And I was like,
In the actual
are
morning.
you in the morning? And I was like, oh God, oh God, oh
What a
God.
nightmare.
What a nightmare. Like, way to put me through it. No, it was a magical moment for me. Well, because he's just the greatest, and his book is so good too.
Yeah.
But please be sure to go see Andrew over at his booth. Get your pics, get your sign. He'll tell you Meryl Streep stories.
Tell you all about it.
And we'll see you tonight.